You might be putting lots of efforts in 3D modeling, but you're not able to get the result what you're expecting. Did you work on where things are going wrong? Don't worry, I would like to share all about polygons and polygon related tools, and also I'll share some tips and tricks related polygon modeling in this video, and you should able to build a better model from here. Please subscribe my channel and also like, comment and share this video if you really liked it. Hi, my name is Vishal and I'm a senior trainer in multimedia education. I have 18 years of industry experience, and let's get started with the video. Unlike traditional sculpting, digital sculpting uses a medium called polygon. Polygons are like mosaic tiles. We use them to build models in 3D space. Firstly, line segment is a straight line which connect two dots. Polygon is a closed shape bound by any number of line segments. This is not a polygon because this is made with curves, not with the line segments. The morphed shapes what you are seeing here are all polygons. You are seeing the change in the number of sides. I compare polygons with mosaic tiles. You are able to see a mosaic tile sculpture above, and you should see the arrangement of mosaic tiles through the body of this model. They are not in equal size and they are of different sided polygons. As you could see, some parts are triangles and some parts are like quads, and they are very irregular by arrangement. The next you could see is a digital 3D model which is made up of polygons, and you should able to see there is a flow in the polygons, and there is a proper connection being made between the polygons of the legs with the body, and very similar to the other parts of the total model. So the arrangement of these polygons is very important while you're doing the model. You have seen different types of polygons like triangles, quads, pentagons, and you have polygons which are more than 4 sides up to infinity. We generally call them as n-gons, but what do we mostly use in modeling? I would say we use quads most of the times because that makes the model look more neat and tidy in terms of the flow of polygons. So what I'm showing you right now is a quad patch. Okay, so quad patch is a small quad shaped or rectangular shaped patch which is again subdivided into polygons. And if you see, this patch can be altered to any shapes you wanted, and quad patches can be used in modeling, and I'll show you that in a model in specific. I am stressing on quad patch, and the reason is here. You could able to see I have just taken a model and have colored a certain part of the model, and if you look closely, all that colored patches are basically a quad patch. Okay, a patch which is in having 4 sides and it is subdivided by polygons. Okay, and when you're modeling, this is what you need to plan, how your polygon quad patches should be. I have a reference photograph here, so I just wanted to plan polygon loops for this particular face model. So the idea is, I have told you that I will go according to the quad patches. I mean, quad patch is the ideal thought process to plan your polygon loop. So these quad patches can be of any particular shape. You can generally add lines and then build up the loops like that. So take any of this model. Firstly, as whenever you're planning loops for any of the object or character, it is very important for you to understand the forms of that particular model. So the foremost important thing is you need to collect lot of photographic references, and you should have the view from different angles. So you should able to see from the lower bottom, the upper side, and the left, right, and 360-degree view. So the more references you have, the better understanding of the 3D form you will get it. So it's you're failing to build some model, maybe because of you are not aware of how that model will look in 3D space. That is the major reason why you're not able to get the correct result. So you know how polygons work, you know how modeling can be done, but you don't know how it looks in 3D space. So very important thing is, when you got to model something, collect lot of references, stare it for good time, and visualize what all forms, curvatures and all that, and then go for the planning. So I'll keep it simple, I'll not complicate this whole thing. Just try to explain you how I generally do the flow of any model. So very important thing is, I add lines where the creases are. So that is very important thing. And the forms, like this is the nose, this is if you could see the drawing photographs, drawing lectures, they talk about planes. So understanding planes is very important when you're trying to model the loops. So you could able to see the shape, and just try to make this kind of boxes. Okay, so the only thing is, when you got this boxes, okay, you need to just break down and then start connecting it. And I was telling you that it's all about quad patches. Okay, quad patches, and then break that into loops. And that's how simple planning your polygon loops is about. So that's a quad patch, then break it into loops. Okay, so you should able to see that I'm just start building the wireframe of this model. This model may not be, the flow may not be very precise, or maybe it's not going correctly as per the model, but it's okay. You can generally fix it once the 3D model is built. Okay, I'll just take a thin line so that I can get more details. So just, if you could see, just draw that patch, quad patch, break it. Very simple. Break it, break it. So modeling the wireframe is very simple if you understand this logic of quad patches, and then start adding the lines, and then you get the result quickly. Okay, so any form can be made into the loops. So if even if it's a gear, something like that, that's a quad patch, that's a quad patch, quad patch, and then you can just break it into more details. So any complex model is easy to build with this quad patch technique. Believe me, once you understand that logic, and any model is way easy in terms of polygon loops. I was talking about some common mistakes what generally beginners do. So when they have to model something like this, okay, so what they do is they to create the creases, which is basically getting a hard corner. What they do is they use insert loops and then start adding. Okay, they add lines like that, and then they get the hard lines there. And I say don't use insert edge loop tool frequently. It is a useful tool, but out of laziness you might pick this tool very often. So let's say there is a box and you want to build the crease. That's the loop of the box. I mean there's a hole. Okay, this is hole. So what you generally do is to create that hard corner, you add a line here. Okay, you add a line here, you add a line here. So this is happening because you're just using insert edge loop tool. Just click and then it runs throughout the model wherever the model goes, and then it messes up the whole model for you. So stay away from this. That's a big tip I would like to give. And plan the loops properly. So when you have this kind of corners, let's say, you just try to add this kind of loops. Okay, so that reduces the corner stress here. Okay, and the other important thing I would like to put is when you're building the flow, make sure that the spacing of the flow is uniform. Okay, so what I generally see is you create a rectangular shape faces by not adding uniform loops here. So this is something wrong. So try to keep a uniform spaced quads. That's recommended. And I also see more concentrated lines at a point, and you don't see lines at a other side. I mean, this becomes a rectangular long face and that becomes a square face, then rectangular face. So this is completely wrong. So you should stay away from adding adjacent loops. Like for example, try to keep that space uniform. People do add lines which are close sometimes, and sometimes it's too far. This is too big and this is too small. That's again a wrong flow you are doing. So that's very important. You need to think about. And I would also talk about something like relax. Now what is relax? Let's say this vertex is perfectly relaxed face, is in relaxed phase. Now what is not relaxed is, let's say, now this vertex is like not in a relaxed phase. So what is I have to do is I need to move this vertex to the center. So that's basically evenly spaced between, and that's the relaxed one. Okay, so relaxing the vertices is very important thing you should generally consider. Okay, so when you're planning for polygon loops, so plan the quad patches and try to follow these 3 steps. One is keeping the faces square and uniform, and do avoid using too many insert edge loop tools for creasing. So that's one thing. And keep vertices relaxed, and your model should be way better than what you're doing earlier. So these are some common beginners mistakes. So I'd like to take you through some example models, and I would make a different video for it, and I'll put this in a playlist, and just go through all the videos so that you can get complete guide of what I'm talking about. I'll show the examples, I'll talk about these points again and again so that you get a better idea on what I'm talking about. Thank you.